From Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome in, everyone, to the Friday edition of the Grandpa N Pappy Show as we celebrate another week, another day of being alive, and a lot of things going on in this world.
Yeah.
Of course, since Wednesday, Pappy, we've had the great vice presidential debates, which we'll be talking about this morning.
Plus, you turned into a bumblebee.
Yeah, I did. I like that. Yeah.
Like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard, everybody.
Walk with me, son.
We'll knock something out.
Yep, we surely will. But also, it's Texas OU weekend this weekend. And man, have I had some fun over the years at Texas OU weekends.
I don't like either team, and I've even had a lot of fun during that weekend.
Ain't it so? Ain't it so? And, of course, breaking news this morning, the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, is introducing a commission, forming a commission to remove the president.
Oh, boy.
Because of the 25th Amendment, which says the president is not healthy enough to serve as president.
Well,
I just wish somebody would start a commission to remove her ass.
Well, how in the hell is Biden going to get in the Oval Office if such an amendment exists?
Yeah, ain't it so?
That's my big cue for the day.
I like that. Yeah. But, of course, Wednesday, the big thing is the vice presidential debate between Kamala Harris, the senator on the Democratic side, and the sitting vice president, Mike Pence. And, of course, all the media is saying that Kamala Harris won. Of course, that's what they say.
That's what they're getting paid to say.
But all the pundits are saying, are you kidding? The independent fact checkers came out with a report that said that they caught Kamala in at least 5 bold-faced lies.
No.
So, anyway, you can take it for whatever you want. If you watched it, you know who won, who didn't.
I didn't watch it because I knew what the results would be. Going in, both of them.
I think the star of the debate was the fly that landed on Vice President Pence's head. And that was hysterical. Had us rolling in the floor.
Well, once again, the star of the show was the closed caption guy. I'm sure he was busy getting after it, man.
Well, there wasn't that much exchange between the two candidates, so he probably thinks he has a day of vacation.
Well, once again, I didn't watch it because I enjoy keeping peace in the valley. So.
Well, we asked on our Facebook page, ironically, at the same time that Breitbart News asked their readers the same exact question.
Yeah.
What do you think, or who do you think won the vice presidential debate? So I mixed the two so we'd get a good feel of what people around the country are saying about this with what you, our viewers, sent in, and it was pretty close. Well, as a matter of fact, you guys think a lot alike, but I want to thank Breitbart for the responses and give them plenty of credit for it.
Well, and fortunately for me, I wasn't invited to make any comments. So,
Well, we got to get you out of jail.
17 more days, bro.
17, baby, counting.
17 days and counting.
Well, let's take a look at what you and people across the United States said about who do you think won the vice presidential debate. We'll start it off with our buddy Bob Baker, who said Pence won, but the press will say there was no clear-cut winner. Harris refused to answer a couple of key questions, which he did.
So. Yeah. And Brian Emerson out in Tennessee said Pence won the people and Kamala Harris won the show because libtards is all you see on TV anymore.
Just say it like it is.
They're getting paid a hell of a lot more than our side is.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Belinda Tatum said Vice President Pence won with grace, and David G. Cohen says it depends on what your news source is, and he's so right there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, what did Fox have to say about it?
to be honest, Pappy, I really didn't watch all the reviews. I've read a lot of them, but I didn't watch it on TV.
Well, usually I'll watch the highlights after the divine one goes to sleep, but I wasn't interested in watching it because, like I said, I knew what the outcome would turn out to be anyway, you know. Terry Crow said simply that Pence won hands down. He is a true leader.
Yeah. John Bossy says Pence was the only adult in the debate. When you repeatedly tell lies, i.e., Lincoln's Supreme Court nominee, you show you are untrustworthy. Harris did it over and over again, and Pence never lost his cool. We kept saying, just shut up, B.
B.
And we cleaned that up a little bit.
Biatch.
Yeah.
Chris Miller said, yes, he won hands down. She was too arrogant, condescending, and disrespectful. Not a good way to win votes. Laura Turley Gray agreed, saying Pence won hands down as well.
So you can see, I mean, not only our viewers out there that watch us regularly, but some of the Breitbart people are saying the same thing, essentially.
Yeah.
Melissa Beauregard says, absolutely a Pence win. Harris was so rude, snarky, and that smirk was gosh awful.
Nork.
Since she and Joe both refused to answer about court packing, we can be confident that that is a yes if they get the chance. Don't let them. Trump 2020.
Well, you know, and I'm sure there's another podcast somewhere in the podcast world that we'd call our opposition that's telling a different story. You know, I mean, hell, they all lie. They're political people. Ariel Gonzalez said Vice President Pence was like a calm surgeon with a scalpel in his hand, just slicing Kamala apart.
Oh, there's a good one right there. I like that. Aaron Stedman said it was a complete draw. And those of you who haven't debated professionally have no clue how it works.
Have you ever been in a debate?
Yeah.
I mean,
in high school.
An organized debate.
Yeah.
I always lose the ones at the house, but that's hard to do.
Well, I came in second place. Our team did in high school. Of course, there was only 3 teams.
There's only 2 people.
It did wonders for my ego because I'd never even heard a debate before our instructor selected a team.
I always thought that if you debated, it'd make you go blind. So,
yeah.
I never was too big on that.
There you go.
Let's see here.
Aaron.
Aaron.
Oh, no. Aaron.
Joanne Bradley and Brandon Barr says it was Pence who won, and Tom Combs said simply, game over.
Jan Morgan said Pence won. He remained a perfect gentleman while nailing a deceitful, hateful, and socialist to the wall. He was calm, direct, disciplined, consistently accurate, and unquestionably brilliant.
Brilliant. You know, and I'll say this about Pence. He's a class act kind of a guy.
He really is. The contrast, Pappy, between his debate and the president's debate is so different.
Now, he might be thinking things along the line that Trump has spoken before with his out loud voice, but I've never heard him get out of line with anybody.
Now, he's so calm. I mean, he's a man of faith, and I truly respect that. And he'll tell you he's a man of faith. As a matter of fact, on the debate, he told Kamala Harris that he and the president are against abortion.
Yeah.
They're pro-life.
Yeah.
And every person should have a right and a chance to live.
Exactly. I mean, it's part of their platform.
Yeah, he did not back down, and he was so calm. You know, I thought maybe somebody had slipped something in his drink before this was done. But I went back and watched some of his press conferences before, and he's just like that. He's just calm, laid back.
Do you know what I've learned in my almost 68 years of life?
What's that?
It's those calm, laid-back people you don't want to screw with.
Yeah.
'Cause they'll slap a pop knot on your head in a heartbeat, man.
Ain't it true?
Yeah, Dave Upper said, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if your gotcha comment of the night was dedicated to a fly on Mike Pence's head, It's because your team lost.
I tell you,
I like that, Dave.
That was absolutely a hysterical moment when that fly landed on his head, and he didn't even know it. And I don't think they had monitors to where the candidates, they had the camera and they had the moderator, but I don't think they had monitors, or he would have caught it.
That's a very profound statement, Dave.
That just made it even funnier, I think he landed the hairspray and made him stick.
Well,
he was there for a while.
Like you said, he's so laid back, he probably just thought,
2 minutes.
He was 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay.
What I saw.
Okay. They had a timer on him.
Needless to say, it wasn't a Democratic fly on the wall.
Andrew Wilson said Kamala, with her condescending smirks and laughs, clearly shows she is lying as well. And Darla Clyer agreed, saying Harris lied so many times she lost count.
Yeah. Joanne.
So did the fact checkers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Had to go back and erase a lot of comments. Joanne Sharkey Jennings had perhaps the best order of finish for last night's debate when she said first place Pence, second place the fly, third place Harris.
That was funny. Dolly Tevis asked a great question when she said, how come Kamala Harris said that's a great segue to the third subject if she didn't know already?
By God.
That's a great question. That is a great question.
Somebody came out on Facebook and showed I didn't watch the video, but they said it showed them passing the questions to Kamala. So I don't know if it's true or not. I just read it in brief, and I thought, well, there
Saw
you
that
go.
on the internet, did you?
Facebook.
Oh, Facebook.
Facebook don't lie.
That's right.
You know it's true.
I mean, the only truth that I know of at Facebook is spoke in my history of it is the fact that I'm in Facebook jail.
Ain't it so?
By the way, my commissary card's almost dry, so
send that cards and letters and lots of money.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cash only, please. Peter, what is it, Lou or Liu?
Yeah, Peter Liu, I think.
Peter Liu said his favorite thing of the night was when Vice President said, Senator Harris, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. It was brilliance. We need to steal that for the show.
Hey, that's good. I like that. Hey, Peter, that's a hell of a good statement there, bro.
That's right.
Thomas Skrozik said absolutely Pence won. He had to debate both of them and deal with unfair bias, but crushed them both anyway.
There's another bad guy.
There you go.
Marge McRae says the important point is not who won, if anyone won. It is the fact that Harris has exposed the agenda of a Biden-Harris administration, and it would be disastrous. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yep. Melissa Flatt also agreed that Pence won, saying yes, he was very professional. All she did was smirk and roll her eyes. She constantly attacked the current administration. And William Craven said Pence was like a surgeon with such precision.
Yeah, he was well prepared.
Yes, and of course he's an old guy from Indiana. Up there in that mid country, boy. They just down to earth, logical people. Yeah, just like Texans.
Sharon Quarterman said most definitely it was Pence. This wasn't even close. Not only did Pence win on policy, Harris also came across the most inauthentic person in Washington, which is saying a lot. Yep, that's a mouthful right there.
Boy, yes, sir. Steve Short said it was a victory for the vice president, hands down, even with a cheerleader disguised as a moderator for Harris. Timothy Pullen said, yep, Pence won. Trump will gain 3 points in tomorrow's Rasmussen's presidential polling report.
Rasmussen?
Which I have not seen.
Who is this Rasmussen person?
It's a polling place.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
From the
Or
polls?
well, I mean, they call out kind of like Nielsen's. Yeah.
Daniel Singley said Pence peacefully disposed of Hills Up Harris. That's funny. And
I'm not going there.
Man, I want to make a comment on that so bad.
I do too, but I'm not going to say it.
See blood trickling down my lip. And Ross Taylor said that is the end. She was the weakest link. Goodbye.
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 That was funny.
Oh, that was great. Heels up, Harris. I love it.
Heels up here.
Gail von Hendricks said it was a massacre. And even while he was crushing Harris, he even had time to befriend and train a fly. The man is a legend.
Even in a lot of other minds beside his own.
Yes, sir.
Rogelio Longoria said that if you're going to assume that I'm a racist because I support President Trump, well, I'm just going to assume that you like to touch kids because you support Joe Biden.
Now you know why I was laughing so hard in there the other day, Karen. Transferring all these over to script. I got to reading some of these. It just cracked me up.
You guys are funny out there today.
I love it. Tammy Ritchie Newman said, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't that fly come out of Kamala Harris's mouth?
It was an attack
It was
fly.
stated another way in a post earlier.
Yeah.
Like,
Ain't
keep your
that the
legs together.
truth?
You know, there again.
Ain't that the
There
truth?
again, I'm kind of glad I wasn't able to comment on those posts. Jerry Letterman says, I think Harris just ruined Biden's chances. She's awful, to which John Trahan said 100%. Kamala ruined the Biden campaign in 90 minutes.
You know, I'm going to call a timeout here just a second because
How funny.
I do want to get a little serious because we are making our minds up to select a person that is one heartbeat away from being the president of the United States.
Yeah.
And I've heard commentators say that, if you look at it like that it's really not a race. It shouldn't be a race. That Kamala Harris doesn't have the experience to run a country should she be called on it. And you know, Pappy, as well as I do, and things that we've read and heard, that may be one of the Democratic strategies is getting Joe Biden elected and then, Kamala wind up as
Invoking
president.
the 25th Amendment, which they're trying to create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then,
Well, you got to give me a chance to turn your microphone on there,
and
kid.
therein lies the agenda.
That's it.
She'll slide old.
But it's really a serious thing. We've had some fun reading these opinions and everything, and it's amazing
But they're
how
true.
how close
Yeah.
all these people across the country, even responding to the Breitbart News question, also that all of you have such a close idea and opinion.
Yeah.
And it's
a lot of common threads being showed. And, and getting back to your point, I mean, hell, Trump wasn't qualified to run a country when he was running.
well, the difference is he was a businessman.
Yeah.
And he knew how to get the business going
Yeah,
again
but
in
I
our
mean,
country.
as far as his political agenda, he, a politician, he was not.
That's true.
But he he seems to be doing a hell of a job of it, though, in my opinion. So.
Yeah. And finally today, Jim Carver said Kamala was smug and disrespectful and lied about fracking and taxes. She would not answer the question on packing the court and, of course, using the race card, taking Trump's remarks out of context and not using his full quote.
And that seems to be a common practice.
It's a common thread.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct.
Well, I mean,
isn't it?
as far as one side, they'll only go halfway into what was said and then attack that. So, yeah. Bunch of school.
Do you ever play the game that you had several people in the room and you
whisper?
and you reach over and you
Yep.
tell them something
Yep.
and it goes around the room?
By the time it gets back
You
to
folks
you,
remember doing that and how different the
Yep.
last one when he says what he heard as opposed to the first one who started it all.
Yep.
It's hysterical.
it is.
I mean, it's funny.
It is.
I just thought about that right now of that game.
There'll be an all-out brawl going on.
Yeah. Mhm. Well, I tell you what, I do appreciate so much all of the comments, not
Right,
only
Bart?
from
Yeah.
you, our
That was a good topic, Robert.
It really was, and
Thanks
it's
for sending
something that
in.
we needed to talk about, but it leads us up to our last segment, which we had a little fun with on our Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
I just, and the big thing, the reason I asked this, Pappy, is because Chris Wallace is a registered Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
The vice presidential campaign or debate moderator just got through writing a biography on Nancy Pelosi. And the one that's supposed to be moderating next week's presidential debate was a former Biden intern. So tell me it's not stacked. And this intern made news today because he sent a text or a tweet to John Scaramucci, who used to be in the Trump cabinet.
Right.
And Trump fired him.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't doing his job. Now he's bitterly opposed to Trump.
Oh, yeah.
And so now everyone is saying, hey, this is not right. And Trump said, hey, y'all can have it.
My question is this, amigo. Why do you all, why does it always have to be a damn Democrat moderator?
That's exactly what everybody's asking.
Why can't they have one each on each side of the platform, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, if they're going to...
I can remember two moderators.
Yeah.
In presidential
You know, that's what I was going to. That's what I was going to ask you. It seemed like they used to have them.
I can remember 3.
Yeah.
Let them fight it out.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely. So anyway, to make a long story short, we thought we'd wrap up today.
Yeah. Thanks, by the way, for all those comments. You guys y'all crack me up sometimes.
When I suggested that Grandpa and Pappy need to moderate the next debate,
yeah,
we got some nice comments on that, should we say?
Y'all going to rendezvous me in my jail cell?
Yeah, here we go. PC Randall said we would probably do a hell of a lot better than the other moderators. When one candidate makes an allegation toward the other, you guys would give the chance for a rebuttal. If the other guy objects, just chunk a hay fork at him. Time about is fair play.
There you go. By God, well said, PC.
Yes, sir. I bet we could find us a pitchfork or two.
We got a whole pound box full of them.
There you go.
With us. Frank Edgar said, y'all might get a little too excited. I can hear Grandpa now going, I'm about to come over there and kick your butt. Okay. You know, you'd probably need to be the lead speaker in this deal.
Well, I don't know about that.
They'd have a sign-off sign pop up all of a sudden on the screen if I had to talk about it. So, you know me.
Paula Craig Harris says anything would beat what we've seen so far. One is a registered Democrat. One just finished writing a biography on Nancy Pelosi. And the next presidential debate features a moderator that was Joe Biden's former intern. Let's even up the playing field. Here's the one I've been waiting on.
I was just reading ahead. Our buddy up in East Texas, Big Al Baker, by God,
Big Al,
said he's all in favor of us moderating the next debate. Just take a little East Texas logic up there, and if they get out of line or interrupt, just take a can of whoop ass and straighten it up. There is no secret to being a good moderator. Just ask a simple question and let the candidates go at one another, but in a civil manner, of course, which that probably ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I heard that.
After it's all over, all you go have a cold beer and be buds again.
That's too much damn logic. Al, we love your comments.
Kind of like a professional wrestler, you know.
Yeah,
we used to work those at the Coliseum in Lubbock. My dad would direct traffic when he was with the police department. And afterward, they had a big go-kart track out behind the auditorium.
Yeah.
And they'd all go back there and race go-karts and get drunk as hell together.
All
of them was buddies, the good guys and the bad guys, you know.
Hey, Big Al, we haven't heard from you in a while. I hope your back is a lot better.
Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well up here, buddy.
Keep them comments coming because you crack Pappy and I up every time we read your comments.
Well, he makes sense.
Well, he makes perfect sense, but in a funny way.
In a country boy kind of way.
Yeah, you should have been a comedian.
That's right. He is.
Yeah. On this show he is, yeah.
God.
Brent Hardy said yes. Tim Randall said, get her done. And David G. Cohn said, "That's hilarious."
Now, there's one that's taking a real look at the perspective we're talking about.
Hey, Dave. How you doing, bro?
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Brent, T-shirts are heading your way to you and the missus.
And
Sunday?
while we're on the subject of Brent,
Yeah.
may I wish a very happy 10th anniversary to Brent and Lindsay Hardy today.
By God.
10 years.
10
I remember
years,
that wedding very well.
Nuptial bliss. Finally decided to make it. What? I guess the kids got on and start asking questions or something, huh, Brent?
Hey, there you
I
go.
hate when that happens.
Ain't it so?
Belinda Tatum told us, knock it out of the park, guys.
Yeah. Just simply said it.
Yep.
And Jason Ray wound up saying said it damn sure wouldn't hurt. Are they so afraid of having a conservative moderator who might make their candidate look bad? I thought it was supposed to be equal here. But then again, whoever said the Democrats would be equal?
And by God, Jason Ray, we'll do it for free.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you know anybody on the debate committee, presidential debate committee,
That's right.
Pappy and I'll show up. Just get us a fifth of Jack Daniels, and
That's right.
we'll do that for free.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of the viewer comments that we got in, Pappy.
All right.
Bruce Walker commented on our show about hospitals paying back all the money received from the first COVID relief bill.
Yeah.
He said, yes, it's about the bottom dollar. Let's make as much money as we can on those that are sick and frail.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Buddy. Eddie Dixon agreed with Bruce Walker, saying, yes, not everything was COVID-19. It was a big old hoax. I think all the hospitals were doing it before all the insurance scams. You need to pay back every dime. I agree, Edward.
Yeah, good job.
Yep.
Paul Meyerson said he just watched our segment on our favorite cars. He said, I had two. I had a 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner, which I wrecked, and a 1955 Chevrolet that I kept for almost 20 years. Wow, those were some cars.
By God.
I remember those 55s. Yeah. I think back in the 50s, the 55 and 57 was my favorites.
56s were a lot like the 55s. My brother had a 56. He'd take out the Hobbs dragway, and that thing would scoot.
Yeah.
Would scoot. And finally, James Elliott asked on Instagram, I hear you guys talk about the president and Democratic challenger, so I'm curious, just who are you voting for?
Well, James,
Well, let
that
me
is
think.
something
Not
that
Biden.
we keep to ourselves, but I think if you've watched many of our shows, it's kind of obvious.
Well, I'm not going to tell you who I'm voting for, but I can damn sure tell you who I'm not voting for.
I'll tell you what, I'm running for the county line, so I just appreciate your support out there. So anyway,
Yeah.
that's the way it is.
That's right.
Been a lot of fun today. We want to tell you that if you have a suggestion or an idea,
Yes,
like
indeed.
some of these that we have read off in the past few weeks,
Send 'em
it's
in.
very easy. Look over my shoulder there. You can send it to Grandpa and Pappy at gmail.com,
Yep.
or
Or you can simply hit us up directly on our website, once again over our shoulder at www.grandpaandpappy.com. That's grandpa with an N, grandpaandpappy.com.
that's right.
You'll see that big red button that popped up. Mash on that rascal. Enter a password that you can remember and only you'll know about. And subscribe. We'd love to have you along. You can leave comments there. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs all around.
And incidentally, you can go to our Facebook page, also Grandpa and Pappy Show, where a lot of our comments come in, and you can not only read the comments but give us suggestions there too.
We're always looking for show topics, so all of you, each and every one of you out there, if you've got something you'd like to discuss on the show, shoot it into the show page email account, or just simply leave it. You can leave it in the comment section on YouTube after you subscribe.
That is correct.
We love hearing from each and every one of you, and we read them all, whether we like them or not. We'll read them.
And as we wrap up right quick, Pappy, can you give us an update on the T-shirts?
T-shirts are flying. If they're flying out, if you want one, you better hop in, because I don't know how long. based on how long it took to get these rascals in, which will probably change vendors. And the prices might even be a little higher. I don't know. I hate saying that, but if you want one, let us know. Give us a size, your shipping information, and you can pay for them on PayPal. They're $20 a pop. You might even get a freebie out of the deal if you order one. So
plus $4.95 for shipping.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun today. We hope you'll have a great weekend. Thank you for being with us all week, sharing your opinions.
Thank you just in general for being on board with us.
Absolutely. We love it. We absolutely love it.
Absolutely rock.
And we want you to have a great weekend. Be safe.
Yeah.
We always wind up our shows by telling you the same thing. Be sure to hug your kids and let them know you love them.
Let them know we love them right here at Grandpa and Pappy too, by God.
And we'll see you back on Monday with another edition of the Grandpa and Pappy Show. So until then, God bless, be safe.
Take care of one
See you
another.
soon.
Later.
Goodbye.